In a world where power and politics often collide with danger and darkness, an extraordinary event unfolded in Burkina Faso, one so mysterious, so steeped in ancient belief and modern suspense, that even the most skeptical eyes were forced to look twice. It began quietly, without headlines or fanfare. A woman, ordinary to the eye, nameless to public, appeared in the capital, Ouagadougou, on a scorching Tuesday afternoon, draped in a faded, earth-colored babou, with a heavy wooden box in her hands. She made her way through the crowd that had gathered near the gates of the presidential quarters. Eyewitnesses say she looked exhausted, like someone who had walked for miles. Yet her eyes burned with purpose. Security was tight, as always. Nobody approaches the residence of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the young and lion-hearted leader of Burkina Faso, without clearance. But something strange happened. The guards didn't stop her. "I don't know why I let her in," one soldier later confessed. It was like something or someone spoke through her eyes. She was escorted to the main hall. No appointment, no identity, no known connection to the state. Yet within 20 minutes, she was face-to-face with Ibrahim Traoré himself. At this point, the story might sound like myth, but what happened next would send shockwaves through the entire Sahel. The woman gently placed a box at his feet. Her hands trembled, not out of fear, but reverence. "I bring you the spirit of Gorum, the ancient watcher," she said, her voice calm and deep. "He saved you once. He will do it again, but only if you honor the bond." Captain Traoré looked at her, puzzled. His advisors tried to intervene, but he raised a hand. Silence fell. Something about her tone, her words, felt disturbingly familiar. Then she opened the box. Inside were 5 items: a golden feather, an obsidian stone shaped like an eye, a small cloth soaked in what looked like blood, an amulet carved from ancient baobab wood, and a piece of paper covered in forgotten script. As she explained their meanings, the temperature in the room reportedly dropped. Witnesses swore the air grew heavier, as though an invisible force had entered with the box. The woman continued, "Your enemies were uniforms, but they served shadows. You know this. The attack at Djibo, the ambush near Ouagadougou, you were not meant to survive. But Gorum, he interfered. He shielded you, just as he did for the kings of old." Chills. That's what one aide said he felt. A chill that gripped his spine and refused to let go. Here's where the story deepens. Just weeks before this encounter, Traoré had narrowly escaped an explosion during a surprise visit to the northern front line. The press labeled it an equipment error, but insiders knew better. There had been an intelligence leak. The convoy was lured into an ambush, and someone from within had helped orchestrate it. Traoré survived with only minor injuries. How? No one could explain. The explosion had been direct. His vehicle took the full blast, but he walked out of it, unscathed. Now this woman, unknown to anyone in the government, was offering an answer. An ancient god, forgotten by time but worshipped secretly in the deep villages of the mossy plains, had intervened. "I am the last daughter of the Gorum lineage," she said. "My blood is his covenant. I dreamed of your death 3 times, and each time he sent me visions of fire and betrayal. You must prepare." She bowed, then placed the amulet in his hand. It burned like coal for a second before cooling. No one moved. No one could explain the heat. Before she left, she said one final thing that still haunts those who heard it. "When the eagle turns south and the hyena calls at midnight, do not sleep." With that, she vanished. No one saw her leave through the gates. No camera footage. Nothing. For days, Traoré remained withdrawn. He canceled public events, refused interviews. His security detail was quietly rotated. New advisors were brought in. And then, strangest of all, he personally visited 3 remote villages in the northeast. No media coverage. No military convoy. Just him and 2 close allies. What did he find there? Sources say he visited ancient shrines, spoke to griots and elders, and sat under sacred baobab trees for hours without saying a word. Then came the crackdown. Within a week, 2 high-ranking officers were arrested in connection with the Djibo ambush. One of them, a colonel with over 20 years in service, was caught trying to flee the country disguised as a cattle merchant. When questioned, he reportedly muttered, "He knows. The old gods told him, we are already dead." The public never got the full story. Official reports said the men were involved in unauthorized intelligence sharing. But the rumors, the whispers in the capital, they spoke of something older, something darker. People say Traoré now wear the amulet underneath his uniform at all times. Some say he speaks to the spirit of Gorum in his sleep. Some even say the woman, whose name remains unknown, was never human to begin with, that she was a vessel, a bridge between the old world and the new. One man, a respected historian from Boba del Lasso, claimed the items in the box matched artifacts described in a 13th century scroll known as the Codex of the Watcher. That scroll was stolen from a national archive 10 years ago and never recovered. Is it possible that Captain Ibrahim Traoré, a modern soldier fighting against foreign interference, terrorism, and internal betrayal, has found himself entangled in a cosmic war older than the borders of Burkina Faso itself? Or is it all just myth woven into real danger, a way for a nation searching for hope to find in the shadow of mystery? Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. Ever since that encounter, things have changed. The attacks have lessened. The betrayal networks have been exposed. And Traoré, he's still standing. Stronger, sharper, as if guided, as if protected. And every night, as the sun sets over the red soil of Ouagadougou, the people whisper among themselves. The God walks with him. And somewhere deep in the Sahel, where no GPS works and no satellite sees, a wooden box is buried beneath an ancient tree, waiting, because the woman promised. If the enemy rises again, the God will rise too.